Okay, welcome to Alive Culinary Coaching. Today we have so many things happening in the kitchen. We've already started some chicken stewing with onions, peppers, bay leaves, carrots, nice garlic, some cumin, just some beautiful layers of flavor going on in here. This chicken, once it's stewed, got nice and moist and tender and delicious. We'll be taking that apart to include it in a recipe, a gluten-free, dairy-free, well, I should say lactose-free recipe, my grandmother's homemade, old-fashioned, delicious comfort food, chicken pot pie. So that's what's happening in this one. We're going to let that simmer away on its own for a while. In this pot, we are making a paleo dish, lemon rosemary chicken. Now, we already have the chicken in here. We have it in some bone broth. About a cup of bone broth. The bone broth is a combination of chicken and turkey bone broth, so it's very rich, has a very rich flavor. To that, we'll be adding carrots, zucchini, and summer squash. Simply cut the zucchini in half. We want to keep everything pretty consistent in size so that it cooks evenly. We bought the small steamer carrots because, as you can see, they're just about the same width. So we want to keep things as consistent as possible. And when you buy these, it saves you so much time chopping and cutting. Just takes a step out, makes it a little easier for you. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to keep the size consistent as we cut through the zucchini. Set that aside. Again, we'll cut it in half. This one's a little thicker. I'm not sure of my skills here, being able to cut all the way through. So we're going to keep it consistent. We're going through, managing our knife blade so it's not flip-flopping around on us, because it's a pretty sharp blade. Again, getting our, you can put your fingers up closer and it gives you a more consistent cut. I just know how dangerous I can be with a knife, so I'm not a chef, I'm a culinary coach, so I'm not quite that confident in my skills. The sweet woman that we're preparing these recipes for today has to have a low oxalate diet. So we're going a little light on the chicken because meat is one of the things that they ask that she not have more than 3 to 6 ounces of per day. So we're going a little light on the chicken, heavy on the vegetables. We have approximately 1.5 cups of zucchini, same amount of yellow summer squash, and a little light on the carrots because she does have some sugar issues. There's a lot of sugar in these carrots. We may add a few more, but it just makes for a beautiful, beautiful dish there. We're using some of my favorite spices today. This recipe actually happens to be a recipe from a Wildtrees consultant. So what we're adding here, this is her recipe. I don't have her name. I wish I did. I wish I had a name that I could give you. So what we're adding now, we'll add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. And we're using coconut oil that's touched the least. The unrefined coconut oil. And it's cooking. You don't have to be exact. You can just, add a little in there. Eyeball it. Doesn't have to be exact. When you're baking, you have to be really careful. But when you're cooking with savory dishes, eyeball it. Get close. You'll be good. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of lemon rosemary. This young lady that we are cooking for she likes a lot of flavor, but not a lot of spices. So, and again, there is some lemon in here. So we're being careful to keep that oxalate count low. So we're using less of the spice. So that was Wildtrees lemon rosemary blend, as I put that in front of my face, right? The next spice that we're going to use is garlic galore, one of my favorites. It actually lives here by my stove because there's not a day that goes by that I don't use it in something. So again, a little light on the spice. We use Himalayan pink sea salt. Pink Himalayan salt. Yeah, so many things. A little bit of salt there. And we're ready to go. The pepper was already in the garlic galore, and there was also some pepper in the lemon rosemary blend. So this is almost finished. What do you think we're missing? How about a little lemon? So we'll add the lemon. We're only going to add half of a lemon today. We'll see. We're going to squeeze it in here because again we're trying to control the oxalate level. And so we are going to put it in the measuring cup so we get a really good idea of exactly how much lemon juice we're putting in there. Keep in mind that it is a very large crock pot and it will not all be eaten at one time. So we are keeping that in consideration. Oh my goodness, I think I cut this a little too big. What do you think? With my little hand. So we are being conscious of how much citrus we put in to this recipe as well. So that's about 2 tablespoons. We are going to measure it to make sure that that's where we are. I think I really would not want to go much more than 3. And then at cooking time, if she decides she would like to add more, then you know she absolutely can do that. The good thing about lemon juice, it's never too late to add it. Even when it's on the table, you always can add more lemon juice. So I'm going to give this a nice stir. Again, the chicken's already in here. The stock is in here. Now we have lemon juice. We have all of the goodies. I'm simply going to turn this on. Get everything mixed around good in here. Going to turn this on and let it go. It'll cook. We have chicken cutlets in here as opposed to whole breast. So they're just chicken breast cutlets. So what we're going to do now with these chicken breast cutlets, it's probably only going to take about 3 hours on high for this chicken to be delicious and falling apart, and these vegetables are just going to absorb all that delicious flavor. So we'll put the crock pot over here and get everything started. And